What if I told you that from one stamp set, you could do 4 styles of cards really quickly right here with me? Let's see, there's soft, there is cheerful. How about a style that is elegant and layered? 4 really quick ones. Hi, I'm Julia with Julia Sue's Stamping. Welcome to Paper Party Live. I'm really glad that you're here to hang out with me for a little bit. And I'm very proud of you for taking a little bit of time for yourself. Watching a crafting video, whether it's to craft along or to just get some inspiration, is very, very good for you mentally. It makes such a difference, especially in a busy season, to take a little bit of time out for you, to help you recover, get refreshed, and ready to go. So thank you so much for being here. What I'm going to be working with this evening is right here on the work surface, so I think we should go ahead and turn the camera down and get started. How about you? Here we go. We're going to be working with the Friendly Foliage bundle. That is the stamp set and the die cuts. I'm going to be making 2 cards with make and take kits that I've sent out step by step with you. And I'm going to have 2 bonus cards to share. Those are in the PDF tutorial that I have. This is on my website, on my blog. I've got a link for you to go and grab it. And if you love getting more ideas and ways to use one stamp set right away, then this is for you. This bundle is one of those that works with absolutely anything. Any kinds of papers, any inks, any style. It's just awesome. I'm going to go ahead and set these aside. And like I said, I do have a PDF tutorial that has all 4 cards that I'm going to be sharing with you. And it was a free thank you for anyone who placed a qualifying order with me in November, and for my amazing team members. Hi, I'm so glad that you are here. This tutorial includes measurements, supply lists, and the 2 bonus cards that we won't be making live, but that I'm going to share with you. Using this tutorial with all the measurements that are here, just substitute what you have in your craft space if you need to. You don't have to use exactly what I have. Use what's in your stash, but you can use these measurements and the layouts to help you make some amazing projects. Well, if you've ever watched a live and you've forgotten to click the button, this is your reminder. Please be sure you give the live a thumbs up. And if you love crafting with me, I really appreciate your support. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on social media. It's completely free and helps my small business so much. We're going to start with a card that looks super fancy, but it is surprisingly simple. This card is about calm, soft color and letting the foliage do all the work. So if you have your make and take kit ready, and I hope you do, have you got yours, Tanya? Go grab it and let's get started. Anyone who placed a qualifying order is one of my team members gets the PDF as well as these make and take kits. So inside it has everything you need for this project. I've got an envelope and all the beautiful die cuts. Make sure my envelope is empty. It is. And the card stocks. I do have a piece of scrap paper to protect my work surface. Oh, I'm glad that you are all ready to go. The first thing is the what's this called? Card base. It's some crumb cake that is the usual size, and it has been scored right into the center, so we're going to go ahead and burnish that really well with a bone folder. This is going to be a landscapes type of card, so this is it, and this is where the card is really going to come to life. We've got some pretty peacock, a panel of that, and this is going to be coming out in January. It's a designer series paper called Nature Walk. What is super cool is look at the other side. It's got this awesome script on it. And guess what? You could use this on the card instead of the grid pattern if you wanted to. But I used the grid pattern because I thought it looked really cool. And so I'm turning mine over, and then you adhere it to a nice mat of pecan, of what's this called? Pretty Peacock. Okay, so I'm looking for my adhesive. Found it. I'm simply going to place this on top and centering it so there's just a little bit peeking above and below, and that is called matting it. All I'm going to do now is take this nice layer and put it directly onto the card base. Yes, I haven't used my table protector yet, but don't worry, I will. All right, okay, that's on there very well. So, like I said, this is where the card is really going to come to life. There is a bigger and a smaller piece of basic white, and it gets placed down, grabbing a blending brush, and berry burst ink is what I used for the blending, and I've got Pretty Peacock that I'm going to start for stamping. Opening that up from the Friendly Foliage, I've got a backing from a dimensional on there, of course, because if you use dimensionals, the paper backings get everywhere. All right, so including on the back of your acrylic blocks. I'm going to ink up the stamp and now I'm leaving this corner empty. I'm simply going to place my stamp down, stamping, and then this has been created in such a way that you can continue stamping like that. It looks a little crooked, but that's okay. No one's ever going to notice when I'm done with this card. And this one like that, and now I'm going to continue that stamp right there. Okay, now I'm going to open up the berry burst using the blending brush. I'm going to use it on my scrap paper first and then put it onto my project, and I'm going to concentrate the heaviest amount of color right by where these stamped images join. And then I'm going to let it just go right off the page in a soft swirl of color. But I want to have a little bit more right here. There we go. A nice soft swirl. A little darker. When you want it a little darker, just press a little harder. And you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So gently add the color on layer by layer. The blending brushes are so easy to clean too. You just run them under some water and you're good to go. I like to keep the bottom layers flat on my card to start off, and then I add pop with dimensionals with the die cuts and things, and then the card won't be too bulky that way. So I usually start off with laying things directly down. But now it's time for a dimensional to put this layer right onto the card. So I'm going to take some of these, put them right onto the back here and into the center too, because it's a little bit of a bigger piece. And then take the paper backing off. Heard someone, I was watching a video, I watch a lot of videos myself, and they were calling them release papers. So take the release paper off. I thought that was a very interesting thing to call the paper backing. I've always just called it the paper backing, but the release papers, I'd never heard that before. So made sense though. All right, this card is, see how soft and elegant that looks right there. So now what I'm going to do is take these awesome die cuts from the Friendly Foliage. These are the die cuts that I used right here. And then I got this one from the Branching Out dies. A little berry burst berry there. And that's what I'm going to use to begin. So I'm going to put one of these down and just a little bit of adhesive onto the back. Down the stem, and I like to go ahead and leave the top free. And then I'm going to put the other one down as well. Getting a little bit of adhesive onto the back of that. Here we go. Placing it down, and then I'm going to put down one of these Lost Lagoon pieces with just a little bit of adhesive onto the back of that and on here. Just layering them and helping them look so pretty up against the stamped image that we already have on there. And let's see, now I think it's time for metallics. I use the Earthen Metallic Specialty paper for this. Oh, I know, those dimensionals get stuck, the paper backings get stuck everywhere. It's amazing where we find them. Stuck to your clothes. Yeah, definitely stuck to your clothes. Let's see, Mike and I were doing, my husband and I were doing something the other day, and we found one in the strangest spot. We both laughed and laughed, and I said, these things just are, they're everywhere. Someone was actually saying, one day they were telling me that it was stuck to their elbow. So this one, I think I'm going to have it go off the paper just a little bit more. Here we go. And I'm going to hold it down with my finger for a moment so it stays down a little better. The stamp set that I use for stamping this is the Friendly Foliage. I'm using it for the words, and I used it for this foliage to go all the way across. It's a skinny long one, and I just stamped it and then stamped it again, because where it ends can go right into the beginning again. So you can stamp it for a really long ways, make a long line with it. Okay, that's going to stay. Yay! And now a little bit of adhesive onto the bottom of this one too. And this one is really going to go off just a little bit. And again, I'm just going to hold it there for a moment just to make sure I'm happy with it staying down. All right, good. Okay, so now that I have adhesive on my fingers, I'm going to take a little piece for sentiment, and I am done with the grid paper, with the paper protecting my surface, and I'm looking for my sentiment, which is to get well soon. I'm going to put that into the Berry Burst ink and stamping it onto the sentiment piece. I think this is like 3/4 of an inch. I don't like the way it's stamped there, but thank goodness the paper has two sides. So I'm going to ink it up and do it again. Hey, that's much better. Okay. I think this is 3/4 of an inch by like 2.5, but I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes when I cut my cardstock, the pieces, the sides feel like they're kind of lifted up because of the cutting blade. So I like to use my bone folder and just get them down. It works really well. So what I'm going to do now is take some dimensionals, lift up the sentiment, my two-sided piece of cardstock, and tape the paper backing off, or the release paper. Place it down, and I'm going to have it be over a little bit of these elements, but I still want to show the stamp underneath. So you can see it just underneath peeking out. So, and I can even lift it up a little bit. Everything is movable. Okay. Yeah, that's better. Just a little bit higher up. So there. Okay. And for the inside, I've got a piece of coordinating designer series paper that has been cut to be, looking for my adhesive, which is right here, cut to be a 1/2 inch by 4. I'm going to lay it down onto the end here. It says, no, you can't use me. I'm busy doing something. I am busy running away. Adhering it to the end here of this 4 by 5 1/4 piece of basic white that will go inside to be the space for writing. And it goes right inside. I love how comforting and thoughtful this card looks, which is exactly what I want for this sentiment. I have some rhinestone basic jewels that I'm going to use, and take your pick tool, make sure the putty is good to go. And now to put some of these jewels on top of this card. I'm going to use a really little one here, and then I think a medium-sized one over here. How about that? Card 1 is done. Yeah, this is great. And I think this is just a little crooked, so I'm going to settle it down over here. There we go. Ta-da. Well, it's a handmade card. It's not going to be perfect, and that's okay. All right, how about that? I love how intentional this feels and soothing. Anyone is going to love getting this, and hopefully it will help them feel better. Let's move on then to card number 2, which is the exact same stamp set, but a completely different vibe. And that is why I love this bundle so much. For card number 2, we're going to switch to some brighter colors and some fun designer series paper strip layout. I hope that you have your paper trimmer with you, because we're going to need to use it. I believe that I measured the garden green incorrectly in the make and take kits. So I'm going to grab mine, which is right here. And let's get out card number 2's make and take kit. Everything should be in the envelope for this one. So pulling it all out. All right. Very good. Okay, we're going to start off with this designer series paper, which is from the Floral Impressions pack. I want to cut this from, it is 3 inches by, oh gosh, I think it's like 3 1/2 or 3 3/4. I'm not sure. Yeah, 3 3/4, and it's 3 by 3 3/4. So we're going to take it and cut it in 1 inch strips where it is the 3 inches. So that's the long ways. And I want to kind of keep track of which paper is in what order, because I want to put them kind of back in order on top of, you know, see, I told you I had adhesive stuck on me. So, and the designer series paper is going, yes, you do. Now, I believe I cut this incorrectly and it is too big. Yeah, it's at 4 1/4. We only need it at 4 inches. So it should be 3 1/4 inches, which it is, and 4 inches. And it is 4 1/4. So take the garden green, which needs to be 3 3/4 and by 4. So the long ways, we're going to cut it to be 4 inches. That's cutting just this little 1/4 inch off. So put that in paper recycling and we can use it later. Setting the paper trimmer aside, Now it's time to take these designer series paper strips and put them onto this garden green bit that we have trimmed to make sure it is the right size. And remember your order that you have. I'm going to start this one on a side, and then since I know what order it goes in, I'm going to take the last one and put it on the other side. Using the liquid glue is going to give me just a moment if I need to fix it if I don't have things properly distanced apart or in or whatever. Now it's only 3 1/4, so we don't want it too close. So like I said, yay, the glue is giving me a moment to move it. And I need a moment to move this one too over just a little bit more. Okay. All right. And now we're going to put this in the middle. And there's just a tiny bit of green showing between them. Wow, how did I end up getting that on the wrong side? But I did. So I'm going to take this and go the other way with it. Okay, that'll work. Have you ever seen someone take paper off as often as I have? Well, stick with me because I do it a lot. They're handmade cards, it's okay. There, perfect. All right, and no one will ever know that I had to do that. That's our secret. It's our secret, no one else will know. Okay, great. So now it's fun to go ahead and we're going to layer this on top of the card. So you decide which way you want it to go. Using some dimensionals, we're going to go ahead and use those tricky dimensionals to put this panel on the card front. This time I have made it so the card opens from the top. So it's 4 1/4 by 11. And this just gets put right into the center. And then this is the inside of the card stuff, setting that aside for the moment. And going to stamp the sentiment onto this piece. And I'm looking for my sentiment. And here it is. With some garden green ink. Opening that up. Wishing you all the best. I think it's a little low. Let's see if I can get the other side a little bit better. Okay, it's about the same. All right, and closing that up. It's a little bit better though. And now for dimensionals again. Just a couple. All right, so if you have a lot of designer series paper scraps, this kind of card is for you. It's a great way to use them, and then that way nothing goes to waste. And you can always trim the strips if it feels like the spacing is off. I'm going to tuck this die cut in garden green ink from the Friendly Foliage die cuts under the focal point instead of putting it on top of it, because that adds depth without crowding. And go ahead and just have it peeking out and over the side just a little bit. All right, and I'm going to go ahead and have a little bit of white with gold ribbon, tying it into a fun knot. Decide which direction I want my knot to look with a glue dot. Snag it with my knot, and I'm going to put it right over here in the corner so it doesn't add too much bulk. Trim off any extra ribbon that you want. Here we go. And now for some more of those rhinestones. I'm going to place them around the sentiment piece this time. And I think I'm going to use a small one right here, a medium-sized one right there, and then a large one down here to really help draw attention to that sentiment piece. Inside the card, we're simply going to go ahead and adhere, just like we did on the other one, the piece of basic white, and then the designer series paper on the edge. All right, placing that right down here to help tie the whole thing together. Helps coordinate the front and the inside of the card. All right, and just like that, 2 cards, 1 bundle. You've got one that is soft and one that is very cheerful. I just love how cheerful and happy this card feels. These 2 cards were the make and takes for this paper party live. So here we go. All right, do you want to see what else this bundle can do? These next 2 cards are so special. And I'm not going to make these on camera, but they are included in the PDF tutorial that I have for you as a thank you. And they really show off the personality of this stamp set. So here's this first one that I have, and inside I have a panel of the Lost Lagoons surrounding the basic white. How pretty is this? It's got a little bit of heat embossing, and the reason I haven't been including this stamp and the die cut in the make and take kits is because Stampin' Up! Will not allow me to mail out something that is stamped for you to do in a class. You have to stamp it. You have to use the stamp yourself. If I was doing the whole card, I could send it to you, you know, like done, but I can't do it to you in pieces. And then this one here, this is so layered. Look at all those gorgeous, gorgeous layers. And I have every single step of this listed in the PDF tutorial, inside and outside. I cased this one from the Stamping Ninja and it's so gorgeous. I changed just a couple of things, but otherwise I thought it was a perfect card, so I kept it just like that. All right, so here we are. If you think these are good, just wait until you see the fun projects that I have for January. It is going to be so much fun doing all the cool stuff in January, where we're going to be using the Sweet Bug Bundle. And I have so many ideas already started for you with this. This is absolutely adorable. So if you want the free PDF and if you want make and takes for that one, simply place a qualifying order in my online store or join my team. I'm really looking forward to crafting with you in January. Can you believe that December's Paper Party Lives are over already? It's crazy, but you know, we have holidays coming up, so on Thursdays, so that's the way it goes. So before you head out, I want to be sure and say thank you again for hanging out with me for a little bit, for spending some time with me. I really appreciate it. This is Paper Party Live. Please give the video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, follow me on social media. I appreciate your support. It means the world to me. And I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day today and they have a chance to get inky. Bye-bye.